Warning, this is how I personally complete each project. I do have some mechanical and electrical knowledge. Use this video at your own risk. I am not and will not be responsible for any damage that may occur while you attempt to repeat as I do. Always follow all manufacturer warnings and instructions. Consult a professional if you are unsure.
DADDYGVILLE'S world.
Alright, welcome to this episode. We're going to be changing an alternator on a 2000 Chevy Blazer. And then here's your alternator. It's 2 bolts, one here, one under here. We gotta move the tensioner that's down in here where my hand's at. And then we've already undone the plug. Plug's in right here. This plug, as you see it, I've already unplugged it here. It goes in here, and then there's a nut on the back for the battery, as you see it right there. I did disconnect the battery and I went ahead and took it out. But all we gotta do now is pull the tensioner up. I'm using a ratchet here, and we just put this inside of the tensioner, pull the tensioner, pull the belt off, undo the 2 bolts, pull it out, put the new one on, plug it all up. So, a great way to test your battery or test your alternator is to start it up and pull your negative off. Pull your negative off and your car stalls and dies, you need an alternator. But here's how to take the alternator off and replace it with a new one. Remind you, the motor is hot right now, so that's why it's taking me a little longer. Pull the tensioner back hard as you can. Gotta get it off the pulley here. Hold on. Okay, now it's off the tensioner. Now pull it off the alternator, and I'm gonna lay it right back down here. That way everything, so that way I ain't gotta put the whole thing back on. And sorry if my camera falls over because I gotta pull this off here, and it's kind of hot right yet. Sometimes it can be a pain. So, you know, I still have that one connected, but it's not connected to anything. But I just gotta pull it off so I can actually get back to the bolt. Alright, now the alternator's out. It is still hot. It is burning my fingers, so wait till it completely cools down. But I'm trying to get this done and get it done for him. Alright, now here's the thing I was telling you about right here. This actually goes to your battery, but the other, I did remove the battery and everything. To make sure you do remove the battery before you even attempt doing this, because you can burn anything up doing it. Alright, now I got to take this back bolt off, and then I can reassemble everything. Process of taking it out is done. Now we have to put it back in, hook everything up, and hopefully it starts, because the battery's been staying low. I did start it before I took the battery out, and I charged it up to, I ran it up to about 1500 RPMs, that way the battery can get a good charge. I went up to 14 volts, and then I hurried up and shut it off and disconnected the battery. So hopefully the battery does stay at that 14 volts, because if not, it can mess up your alternator. Even your brand new one, if you have a low charge and you're just cranking and cranking and cranking, it'll mess up your alternator. But here's the process of putting it back in. Alright, the plug I was telling you about, I had to plug on earlier. I already went ahead and unplugged that, so you guys didn't see that. All you do is plug it back in. And this does have a new nut and lock washer that comes with it. Now we're just going to replace it, and here we go. You don't want to completely tighten it or cross thread it, because that would be really bad. Alright. Thread it as much as you can get, and then you might have to tap it just a tad bit right here to get it to go back in. The other bolt in it. And tighten them up. I knocked over my camera. It turned off on me. Now, we're going to put the serpentine belt back on. Make sure your serpentine belt is on all pulleys like it's supposed to be. Now here's your plug that I was telling you guys earlier. I had it already unplugged. So what we're going to do is just take it, and it plugs in. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see. I'm going to zoom it in here a little bit. My temperature gauge is going off on my camera, so I guess from the heat. Alright, now take it, plug it back in. There's that. Now to replace the battery. I stopped the video, a train started going past, and you couldn't hear anything I was saying, so I'm redoing this section. I've already went ahead and placed the battery back in. There's a bolt down here. I'm going to zoom it in real quick. And as you see the bolt, that's the bolt that holds the battery in. Then I got to put the positive and the negative back on. And as you see, the alternator is completely in. The positive's hooked to the battery, or to the back of the alternator. The alternator is completely bolted in again. Serpentine belt is back on. And now it's just to hook up the battery and start her up. Make sure you don't cross thread your battery then. So, now to start it and see if it works.
sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a video.
You're getting all hung up on imaginary problems. You gotta focus on what's real, man.